This tutorial will take you through updating and completing a ServiceMax work order. First step is to access the ServiceMax Spring 15 app. If it is your first time accessing the app, you will be prompted to enter your username and password. Click on Sign In with Salesforce.com and enter in your username, which should default in, or if it doesn't, it's your email address that you provided to Fluid Management. So we're going to enter in our password. And we're going to click on Login. You will also be prompted to allow permission for ServiceMax to pull in all of the data related to your work orders. This will take several minutes, potentially, and it is recommended to have a strong, consistent wireless connection while it runs through this process. Once the data has been fully loaded, you will come to your calendar screen. This should be considered your home screen, as anytime you open the app after the initial login, this is a screen that will show up. From here, you will tap the work order for which you will be providing service. This will open a detail screen of the work order. Step 1 is to tap on the Actions button in the upper right-hand corner and select Tech en Route. This date time field can be adjusted, but typically it should be the date time when you are en route to the service call. And click on Actions and click on Save. Once you have arrived at the location, select Actions again and tap Technician on Site. Note that this date time field is not modifiable as shown by the grayed out date time. Tap Actions again and tap Save. Once your work order is complete, tap Actions and select Debrief T&M. This is where you're going to enter in the data that will update and complete the work order. First, you'll click on the down arrow for work order, navigate to the order status field, and you will change it to completed. And if you like, you can minimize that. As you can see, once you make an entry, it saves it, and you can minimize it and expand it based on what you're trying to view. So let's expand work order because there's more information that we need to put in there. So we've changed it from open to completed. Billing type will default from the work order. Next step is to enter in the work performed. So we'll just enter in balanced unit. You can either type this in, or you can use the voice command on your device. Next is the actual on-site response time. If it needs to be adjusted, you can do so. And the completed date time. Enter in that, adjust as needed. And if there's a reason for a reschedule, you can select that as well, or collapse that. Next will be your diagnosis and resolution information. The problem found will default in from the work order. Here you'll enter in the resolution code, what you did to repair the unit. So we're going to select that we replaced, and we'll select our probable cause, a bearing that was worn. And if there is a problem found code that is related to a colorant, potential colorant issue, you'll also notice that the colorant information fields are going to be required. So you have colorant information, you also have colorant lot number, and colorant description. If it is not a problem found code that is potentially colorant related, these fields will not be required. So once that portion is complete, my recommendation is to go back up to Actions and click Save. The next section will be entering in the parts, labor, expenses, and travel. So we're going to go back up to Actions and go back to Debrief T&M, and we're going to go down to the labor to the parts section, since we've already completed the work order and the diagnosis and resolution information sections. So we'll click on the down arrow for parts. We'll click on Add a Line Item. We'll enter in the part number on top. And we'll click on the search button on the bottom. And you'll see that it'll pull in the part number. We'll select that part number, tap on it. You'll see the description here. The quantity, here's where you will adjust the quantity. Nothing else needs to be entered in on this screen other than clicking on Add Item. Next will be the labor portion. So click on the down arrow on the labor section. Click on Add a Line Item. If you wish, you can put in your technician name. It's not required. Your labor, your start date and time, your end date and time, and your total labor quantity. And then you can click Add Item. Next will be the expenses. So we'll scroll this up a little bit. We'll click on down arrow for expenses, click on Add a Line Item, click on the expense type, and scroll up or down till you find the expense type, and enter in the quantity. And enter in the price per unit. In this example, it's 56 cents a mile, quantity of 10 miles. And click on Add Item. And the last entry, you'll go to Travel. Go to Add a Line Item. Once again, enter your technician or equipment. Again, this isn't required. It will update the work order once it's saved with the technician profile. Start date and time. And end date and time. And then the quantity. And then you will add the item. So once that's completed, it'll bring you back over to your summary screen, at which point you'll go up to Actions and Save, and you'll see up in the section here where you'll be updating the work order, that's synchronizing back to the server. And once that is complete, you can go back up to Actions, because at this point we're going to create the service report. So let's click on Actions, and we're going to go down to service report, no pricing. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. You'll see I'm bringing all the information on the work order, all your labor, travel, expenses, parts, and at the bottom you'll have a customer signature section. You'll click on sign and you'll get a signature pad. Have the customer sign in the signature pad, and you click on attach. And scroll back up to the top and click on finalize, and you'll see it working through. Then you will click on done. Next step is to click on actions again, go down to debrief T&M, and we're going to view the work order. May not be immediately available, but eventually it'll show up in the attached documents section. We'll go through and see if we can force it to move a little quicker.